Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, sublime, magnificent, wonderful, individual personality you. Today, I would like to speak about morning silence and early morning tranquility. I have, lately become very, very in love with the early morning silence. With when you wake up, you it's much easier to wake up and no matter what you feel, no matter what you say, good morning, just it is a good morning. Even if we do not necessarily feel the most, the best, the most uplifted, it is a good morning. The morning doesn't change. So when we start grabbing a hold like that, you set the intention, the atmosphere to let the day be flowing, to let the day be creative, and to allow ourselves to listen. In this silence, we can create and fill with light, fill with substance, fill with intentions of, faith, love, hope. In the early morning, you set the atmosphere for the whole day. It is up to us if we are to hold that atmosphere or just allow it to work in the background for the whole day, because when you set intention in the morning and you work upon meditate and you fill your own inner astral being with intentions of goodness and creativity for the day, you will have that playing in the background in the astral being of yours. If you hold that conscious and are actively working, or if it is working passively in the background, is a choice. It's up to each and every one of us, because when you are distracted away from your development and you are not conscious in the moment and so on, you let it play in the background. But you do also allow any other influences of every kind into your astral, you see. So it is harder to hold that creative spark in the astral in the background if you are not fully aware of it, you see. It is hard to explain. We human beings are very hard at multitasking. It is best for our consciousness to focus on one thing at a time, with single-minded direction. It is important to hold strong to being able to listen and observe and stay conscious and aware. This is practice, this is training. Do you think any human being have this as basis standard? Because no one is taught this in any cultures anywhere really. This is discipline and inner ability to hold strong and stay stable within our own inner body, being. To be able to listen, to be able to set up and create an atmosphere of safety and warmth and inclusion. To be able to, in awareness, set values, morals, and everyday practices and deeds, allowing our thoughts and feelings to affect our own being in the good and the healing way. This in the morning you can do in creation and intention and atmosphere. It is about setting it. We do have a lot of inner freedom. Yes, outer life when it comes to every necessities and what is happening and occurring karmically and so on, we don't necessarily have full control of. But we do have full control of how strong, stable, and with love in your being you are. How much you are able to sit present and listen and feel and think awarely, consciously, and to direct your will through your thinking. Because you cannot direct your will directly. You can direct it indirectly with your thought. Just as an example, if someone stepped on your toe, you can either react, let your will impulse take over your body and you explode outwards, or you can think about it with your thoughts, allowing yourself to cool down before you react. That is the indirect affection of your will. That was just an example though. You can, well, hinder yourself from exploding by using your thoughts to indirectly affect your will impulses. So it is all about being aware of what an will impulse is. Anger, for example, is any feeling of emotions that might bubble up from below. Fears, these different lower beings is more what it is. So it is about getting inspiration from higher beings instead. So when you are more morally, consciously, and has a certain spiritual values, you stick to a practice, you stick to what the divine is prompting you towards. They inspire you towards giving. They inspire you so you can speak it to others. Imagination is you using your visualization skills to create scenarios and shapes and forms to study and to explore and to observe certain situations, maybe memories. Memories are also part of your imagination if you take it forth and you use it to study and so on. It is all about using it creatively. You can use it very creatively. And inspiration is coming from outside. It is coming an influx of emotional, symbolic, and cosmic insights, wisdom from higher beings. And combining inspiration with imagination, that brings about very, very amazing pictures. And they have, as long as you truly show them the reverence and the respect they deserve, they are very, very much more developed than we are after all. The more they connect to us, the more we can connect. And in the morning they are very chatty and talkative, not in our thoughts then necessarily. They can be, but they are very, in our thoughts they are alive. Our thoughts becomes alive, our language becomes alive, and our feelings, they are living beings, weaving and flowing through our aura and our etheric and astral. So the more we allow good, healthy, nurturing beings to flow through our aura, the more they are affecting our aura, because we become what is flowing through our aura. The more we allow lower beings, you know what I mean here, beings of, I don't like to speak these words because they invoke certain feelings, but disdain, hatred, deliberate misunderstandings, ignorance, fear, power-mongering, fear-mongering, all of these, manipulation, lies, these are lower beings of Ahrimanic and Luciferic natures. And when we are acting out in these ways, they are affecting our being. They are working through our being. And they are destroying part of our good nature. So if we are to redeem that good nature, we have to make amends for it. And the more we do any of these degrading things as a human being, the more we become incapable of being good over time. So it is, the more you bring goodness and healing and love and understanding and openness to your soul, aura and spirit, you allow the good higher hierarchies, angels, archangels, archai, spirits of form, spirits of movement, spirits of wisdom, the thrones, the cherubim and seraphim, to truly work upon our being and let it, we grow into the hierarchy. We become part of the hierarchy. We become more angelic. We become earth angels. Because that is what we will become. And earth will, over time, no longer be earth. It will become the Jupiter stage. It will expand and shed the physical. You see, this physical. The purely physical, as you can see, will fall away. It will be destroyed. But not the spiritual, not the etheric and astral and ego. So we will have a new existence in a that is why we should not be afraid. That is why we should know that it is conquered, the passing, you know. It is important to overcome that, to be able to live again, not be afraid of living, not be afraid of. And that, in the early morning silence, these insights and inspirations comes to you too. It comes to you, seriously. It is all about listening and being sincere, honest, taking it seriously, not making fun of it, and not letting Ahriman or Lucifer being an influence in your life, but holding them. Lucifer breaks his own wings out of the compassion we show him, and Ahriman will shackle himself in the underworld based on the compassion we show him. We show the compassion and understanding that his nature is, well, they have been thrown down here with us. I have mentioned it earlier. They are higher beings. Lucifer, Ahriman are higher beings, and through their transgression and, well, lagging behind in development, they had to go one development down in the next round, in this round, and they have to develop with us. But they have to be parasitic. They have to develop through us. We have to redeem them. We have to develop them through us, through holding them in this balance by having Ahriman shackled in the underworld and Lucifer breaking his own wings, because arrogance does that. Pride comes before a fall. Now that is Lucifer's motto, more or less. So, important to hold that balance. That you hold the pole upwards and you have shing as a beam sideways that holds the balance. And that is the middle way, the Christ way, the Christ impulse. Conscious, loving, nurturing. I will leave you with this today. I think this was enough, right? Yes. So, I love you so much. You are amazing, you beautiful genius, you. Keep on going. Seriously, you will not be disappointed. Your consistency and your effort and your everyday training and dedication will pay off. It does. So, be you. Be amazing. Be brave. Be courageous. Cultivate courage within you that allows you to come out of your shell and truly be a human being. Truly shine at heart. Truly utilize your nervous system and your whole being for movement, for thinking, for feeling, for exploring. So, and your senses and everything spiritual truly, and tapping into what is spiritual. Because we have kind of, as I have said earlier, lost it over these 500 years. But we are meant to grow into it again by practice, growth, and dedication. And by having the right intentions, sincere, honest intentions, longing for the higher worlds, beggar of the spirit, they will come and aid you. You know this to be true, but you have to be honest. So, they know if you're honest. I love you so much. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, my God, higher hierarchy, angel masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, amazing, unique individual path that also leads to the goodness of the world. We work on the same astral and etheric streams. But we are individuals, but we do it in freedom, and you can choose not to do so, but I believe you do so, because I have faith, love, and hope in my fellow initiates and siblings. Because you follow the promptings of the higher beings, and the higher beings are always standing for the true, the good, and the beautiful. They stand for morality and ethics, they stand for gratitude, and they stand for discipline, strength, inner power, and humility. Knowing that although you have all the power to both manipulate or to mislead and misguide and get people to do what you want. Even if you had those powers, you will never misuse them, because you know, by misusing them, when you know better, the consequences is severe. So be loving, nurturing, because those powers that they are bestowing upon you in grace are meant to be given to give mankind hope, to give them a future, to give inspiration, insights, upliftment. If you do fight against that, if you do are a hindrance for that, you are becoming an enemy of the higher hierarchy. We do not recommend that. So I will not leave you with this. When you do good, when you are actively with your thoughts, emotions, thinking about your love for every individual and for mankind, for every plant, for every rock, for every animal, and you are grateful for where you are, for what you have, for what God has to give to you, has given you, and are giving you right now, you are connecting to the higher hierarchy. When you are in fear, when you are annoying yourself, complaining, in all of these, you are tapping into lower beings. It is a high difference on these beings. I promise you. They are very, very distinct, and you need to be conscious and in balance to connect to the hierarchy, because they, demand you be aware and awake to them. Aware to this gratitude, this love. They are love, gratitude, but they are also inner strength and discipline. They require you a little discipline. That is what I will leave you with. It is much more uplifting, right? Thank you. May Father, I have already said that, but Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, bless you, protect you. Thank you. Goodbye. Love you. Beautiful life.